Mica is a singer, songwriter, actress, performer, and model. JR is the founder of Homeworks and the Philippines, king of R&B, singer, songwriter, producer, and host. Mica Javier and JR are singers, entrepreneurs, and a power couple. Whether they are on the go or spending time with their family, they give everything, they do their all, and that is what makes them the dynamic duo that they are today.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of In Love With Me, where we feature inspiring individuals who will share their amazing stories. I am your host, Mafae Velasco, and for this series, our topic is dynamic duo. They say two heads are better than one. Simply, that is the purpose of our newest segment, in which we will meet beautiful couples who thrive in their respective fields, but also together. For our guest today, I have known this couple for quite some time, and I have been admiring their love for each other all these years. And now they're Mr. and Mrs. just recently, so I'm really happy about that and their new milestone. And I truly believe they are movers and shakers who I need to share to the world. So let's start off with, of course, the beautiful Mica is a Filipino singer, songwriter, actress, performer, and model, while JR is the founder of Homeworks and the Philippines singer, king of R&B, producer, and host. Together, they make a pair, and why we call them a dynamic duo. So without further ado, let's welcome JR and Mica. Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up, Mafae?
Long time no see.
What up?
Well, it has been quite some time.
You're so close yet so far.
I know, right? It goes with everybody. But I'm just glad that we have this platform where we just create online shows, and of course we have our Zooms and whatnot. But I just wanted to share you both to the world because you guys are just doing so much, and it's just so inspiring. So before
That's nice.
you share what you've been doing lately, I want to get to know how it all started. So can you share with us? Let's start with individually, okay? So give a little bit of a background of what you have been doing before you guys became the dynamic duo that you are today.
You go
Me
first.
first? Ladies first, right? Me first? Okay, me first. So, well, I've always been a singer. I've always been into music. I've always been, I was producing the kids around my neighborhood. I was making tracks for them. I was recording them, writing songs for them, fixing their vocals and everything, But before that, before I came to the Philippines, my family was on my ass because, I'm sorry, can I say that here?
Yeah, fine.
My family was on my butt because they were telling me that my music wasn't going anywhere. So they were telling me I had to go to school, finish school. So I did, and then I took up computer engineering in DeVry in LA. But of course, I had to keep going with the music, and I just never stopped doing it, and I pursued it. But that's basically, in a nutshell, what I was doing before all the King of R&B title came in.
Mica.
Mica.
Okay, so I grew up here in Manila, and I went to an international school growing up. So my trajectory was really to move to a different country and pursue my studies and, find opportunities away from here. And so when I went to college, I went to New York and found that I started modeling when I was in high school here in Manila. So it was one of those things where I asked my dad to allow me to work as an underage person. I was allowed, and I started with Cal Caris. I don't know if you remember Cal Caris, but
Yes.
yeah, that was my first experience modeling here in the Philippines. And so when I went to New York for college, I obviously was opened up to the world of the arts, performing, business, anything that's New York. Like, it was my whole world. So my deal with my dad was graduate top of your class at NYU and you can do whatever you want afterwards. So I was like, I am going to be an artist afterwards.
Mhm.
You know, like like the bug bit me at an early age and never kind of left, like the pursuit of being a creative person. So while I was studying, I was, doing extracurriculars. I was interning at fashion places, and I was dancing, singing, and like trying to write songs with my classmates who are in the music department at NYU, and that's where my whole world opened up to, oh, this is possible to actually make a career out of music and performing. So after that, I stayed in New York, and I ended up modeling in New York and getting signed to an agency there, doing commercial modeling, print ads and stuff. And I got signed to a production deal with Timbaland Productions while I was there, because I was just on a grind. But at the same time, my dad was like, JR's family, they were like, that's not something that's gonna work out for you, like change careers or something. I put you through school to do what? For you to graduate and pursue being an artist? Like, are you crazy? So that was a whole struggle for me while I was doing this in New York. And then things happened, and my visa made me go back to the Philippines 2012, and that's when I met this guy. And that's where things started to get more interesting with everything that I basically put myself in.
Yeah.
And I've been here ever since.
And that's how Jamaica started.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So let's continue with that. So yeah, how did you guys meet? Was it love at first sight? Who was the initiator?
I met him at a Apple D App charity event at Opus in Resorts World.
God.
Because I was hanging out with Apple D App a lot back then.
Yeah.
So I knew his whole crew. So when I went to the table to say hi to everybody, JR was standing right there. So I said hi to him. Thought I knew him, but I didn't. He looked familiar, but then when I was like, hi, I'm Mica. Oh shoot, I don't know you. Parang ganon. And then that's how we met. And then he performed there. So I was like, oh, this guy can sing. I like it. So then I was like, hey, you sound really good, like Chris Brown or Usher or something like that. And I was like, did you sing, was that an original song? He was like, yeah, I sang an original. That was my own song. And then I was like, wow, I got my own songs too. And he was like, nah, you don't. You're not a singer. Like that. That's how it started. He's laughing.
You don't sing. You don't sing.
I was like, yeah, I do.
So what's your version of the man, JR?
Well, I remember her coming up to me, and it was really dark, but for some reason there was like a spotlight that was on her face, right? It was just like glowing. It was glowing, and then she was like, oh wait, never mind, I don't know you. So she turned around, and from then on, when she turned around, I couldn't take my eyes off of her. I was just like, I seriously feel like I fell in love. I'm serious.
Oh my God.
I'm serious. You know, they say...
Whatever!
What?
Well, regardless, look where we are now. You know, you're Mr. and Mrs.
You know?
And still continuing your passions. And I guess my next question is, can you tell everybody, what do you guys love to do together? You know, apart from the obvious.
TikTok.
We love to make music together.
Oh, yeah.
Everything. Like, honestly, everything. Like, if I could, like, anything that you can think of doing, I love doing it with JR. It's so much fun.
I love doing it with Mica, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's serious.
I'm
just have to give you guys a praise, because talking about being creatives, it's something that I also pursued with my company, because my kids are creatives. And I wanted to change that stigma where, of course, we have Asian parents that want us to go either the medical field or being a lawyer or, you know, and you guys have really paved the way on being that obedient child, finishing your studies and still continuing your passions. You know, you just don't know, right? But that's the thing. You still did what your parents wanted you to do, which is number one, education, right?
Yes,
and so
absolutely.
leading into your passions, I mean, can you share with us what were, I mean, now that you guys are together and kind of paving the way, like what are the challenges? Like what would you share to others on what they should do to keep pursuing their passion?
I think one of the biggest challenges I faced was how do you fund your life while pursuing the thing that you are passionate about? If that thing that you're passionate about isn't generating income for you yet, because in the beginning you have to invest a lot of not just your time, your resources, your energy, but your own money into pursuing something that you want to do, whether it's a entrepreneurship, a business, a music career, or a performing career. Like you're investing so much of yourself, including financially, into your passion. So if you are not getting funding from, let's say, a family that can cushion you and subsidize you for a few years, or a steady job, a day job, where are you getting your life resources from so you can survive, so that you can do the thing you want to do? That was the biggest challenge for me, because my dad taught me in a very direct and hard way that this does not come easy. He cut me off. He put me through school, everything, everything that I needed, he took care of. But once I decided I wanted to pursue being an artist, he was like, okay, forget that you have a dad that can pay for things for you. You go work. Sabi niya, anak kita. So, kung meron kang idea, kaya mong gawa ng paraan if you really want to do it. So,
Right.
there. I love you, but you go figure it out on your own. I'll be here, but like, go figure it out on your own. So for me, that was one, it was such a challenging thing to have to face, like a taste, a big bite into what real life is. And at the same time, it was character building for me. So in that sense, for kids that have strict parents, or parent or families that, I mean, families really just want the best for you, right? But like, take the bits and pieces of information, wisdom, and knowledge from your family and apply that to yourself and what you want to do. Be responsible about it, because every decision you make, you have to stand by that. Whatever it is, you can change direction midway or whatever, but that's on you. So if you learn how to take responsibility early, then you'll be better off.
Yeah. So to add on that, there's a bunch of different challenges. Seriously, like, I moved to the Philippines alone without family. There's a lot, but I think there's a bunch, like money management, time management, right? I mean, it's countless challenges, but I think the biggest hurdle that I went through, that I'm still going through, that I really, really hate, it's like seriously, I really hate this, right? I'm walking down the street and this happens to me every second of the day. They point at me, they're like, yo, huy, si Piolo Pascual. What? I hate that.
I knew
It's so hard, It's so hard. But I think the hardest challenge, like seriously, the hardest challenge is letting go of the people that you trusted in your career, in your life, letting go of them because they weren't good for you. Pala.
Woo, that's a good one.
That's a really it's like psychologically challenging, especially because you trusted these people, you considered them family, you thought they were taking care of you, and you were taking care of them as well. Yun pala, they're just thinking about themselves, and it's so hard, taking advantage, exactly, and it's so hard to deal with that.
Yeah.
There's
There's so many challenges, Mafae. Like in every single step of the way, there's always hurdles and roadblocks and challenges. But I think for people that are interested in pursuing what they want to do, whatever it is, whether it's entertainment or business or anything, it's once they set their mind into doing it, you have to be your own motivator. You have to be your own cheerleader. You have to be your own best friend in getting yourself through it, because as long as you're always curious how to figure out how to do something, there's always a way to do it, there's always a solution. But yun nga, you can't be kind of weak on that side of things, I guess.
Yeah.
Like self motivation is very important
Right.
because you're not gonna get it from everyone, even your own
Mhm.
family who you
Right.
think is like your biggest support. Most of the time, they're the ones that are gonna be the first to say no.
Yeah.
So, what do you do then?
I agree with both of you. I mean, I think I've known JR since early 2000s, right? There's
Yeah, when I
hardly
first came to the Philippines, we met already.
Me too. And
Like
it
the
was
first couple months that I stepped foot, we met na.
Oh my gosh,
and
which is funny because I met Mafae the first few months that I stepped foot back here,
and,
like
and,
through
and,
Jing.
and that's the funny thing about that. Like we all experienced similar things. You know, we came out to pursue a dream or pursue our passions. And we thought, oh, you know, it's our, well, for, I guess for me and JR, back to the Philippines, it's our hometown, we'll be good. But then for me, yeah, I felt like an outsider. I was like, oh my goodness, bakit ganito? Like, you know, I'm just trying
Yeah,
to along
it is.
and also my Aussie background, I trust everyone, and pala, it's not like that. You know,
Yeah.
you really have to have a strong core when you're out here. And for you, Mica, you know, just coming from New York, I'm sure you built that strong core already. And that's why when you
Yeah.
came back to the conversations we had, you were having a challenge because you weren't getting it also. Like what happened
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the Philippines kind of thing, right?
You know, that's so interesting you brought that up because that is something that a lot of locals don't understand. When you leave the country, or where if you were born or lived many years away from the Philippines, when you come back, there's like a reverse culture shock, like reverse nosebleed or whatever you call it. But you don't necessarily fit in with the culture anymore because you had broadened your horizons already. So parts of you will have to hang up certain things that don't apply or won't help you when you're in the Philippines. For me, it was being too aggressive as a New Yorker. I was so like rar, like go go go. You know, the malambing side of being Filipino kind of disappeared when I was in New York because I had to be tough girl. I was all alone there. I had to fight for myself all the time, every day. Whereas here, the way people talk, the way people do business, the way you make networking and connections and stuff like that, it's so different. So I had to unlearn a lot of things from being in a more Western culture when I moved back to the Philippines. And actually, JR helped me a lot with that because he, at the time when I moved back here, he had spent more time in the Philippines na. So he was able to kind of guide me into how to behave. Not behave, but like how to maneuver around this city and this part of the world again. But not lose who you are, because of course, like you are who you are. But there's also ways to kind of connect with your wherever you are at the moment, right?
Well, I think that's the reason why we went through what we went through, so that we can guide and teach, you know, others that want to pursue the same path. You know, I truly believe that was calling because it was tough for us, right? And we make it easier for the younger ones because we want them to make it. We want them to be successful. But if you don't listen to us, guys, then I don't know what we can do for you. Like,
We've had many conversations on car rides home. I'd be dropping Mafae off home in our van, and I'd be like, "It's not working. It's so hard. I don't know what to do." Like, right? Remember those days? And then she was one of the people that always encouraged me and always was like, "Just keep going. You got this." You know, you need people like that in your circle as well, because that's such a big help. If you can't get it from your family, you need good people around you, whether they're your friends, your team, whoever it is, that are also looking out
job,
for
Mafae.
you. But seriously, Mafae, you did that a lot for
job.
me, and I'm so grateful for that because you know it would have been so easy to just give up.
What you throw in the universe comes back to you tenfold, right? So
Right.
what you get, and that's what I always share others. Like, come on, if you want to pursue something, this is what you have to do. Just be stronger. I mean, like what I said earlier, I'm sure JR, like you had to have a strong core to be out here, and that's how I built it. You know, one thing that I learned the most is not to burn any bridge when you're out here. That's like number one rule. So for the people who are listening, especially with Mica and JR's story, I'm sure they can attest to that, because at the end of the day, you will determine who's good for you and who's not. But then just be kind about it, because it's a small world. Right,
For
guys?
sure.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that the other day about the industry, the entertainment industry. You really have to learn how to evaluate a person's personality at the
Yeah.
first impression, because a lot of these people that come up to celebrities always want to do business with you, right? They always want to use your brand to try and make more money, and they always have these ideas and this and that. So you have to have a knack for really reading a person quickly, right? Because you have to filter out all the snakes and the sharks in our industry. And we were just talking about the other day. It's there's a lot of challenges,
Yeah.
But you learn so a lot. Like we can always tell people what to look out for, but people have to experience this for themselves to get wise. But it's good that we have conversations about these things, because then the younger ones can kind of have like red flag alerts, like, oh yeah, look out for this at meetings or whatever. Because like for me, for example, I didn't have that growing up. Like I was very sheltered growing up. So when I was in the real world, I was experiencing everything firsthand, first time. And sometimes you get into situations where you feel like you don't have a voice and you can't say no, but in your gut that it's like, oh, parang this is off, help, like, but you experience it, you get burned, and then you're like, oh, okay, next time I know better.
You avoid that.
But at least by talking about these things, we can help other people maybe avoid it or be smarter about situations like that if they encounter it in their journey.
I mean, Nick and I were just talking about the 10-year mark. If you've known someone for more than 10 years, they're family, friends turn family. But if they're still within less than 10 years, you still have to kind of be iffy about it. Do you believe that, guys?
Yeah, for sure. 10 years definitely marks a stamp in a relationship, for sure.
I also, if like, you don't have to be talking every day, but when you hit up a person, a friend, or someone that's been in your life without talking to them for a long time, and it picks up like no time has passed, those are really like valuable to me. Like those friendships are really valuable to me, because there's some sort of like gravity and weight to your relationship, because you don't have to talk every day. Sometimes you talk to people every day, like work friends, but they're not really in your life like that. But so I think it's more of the people that you can count on, whether it's a big deal or it's not. So it's good to have those.
Because I have my best friend right here, Yona. I've known her since 3rd grade, and we've reconnected. Well, truly reconnected. Well, we've been messaging each other and in contact for on and off. But we have this connection. So last year, 2020 was huge for us, because now we're like doing so many collaborations, and I just have to thank her for being in my life. Because you're right. I mean, it's like we just like picked up where we left off. And you guys are gonna laugh. Yona and I actually did a dance choreography with Poison, Velvet to Go.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it's so funny. I have to get that. That was like that great. Right? So that's happening. Actually, I know. Anyway, so going back to you guys, I know we've talked about so many challenges and inspiration. So I want to get back to your love story. What can you share with us? What you love about each other?
Okay. Well, what I like about Mica, she's there's a lot. She's intelligent. I learn a lot about her experiences.
She's
and what she's really good at? She's really good at literature, English, spelling, all that kind of stuff that I suck at. She's really good at.
I'm terrible at math, and JR's amazing at it.
She's so good. And she's a strong woman. She got that RBF, right? So It's like she's very matapang in a good way though, like very just very stern, and sometimes I need that. I'm a bit too I'm too, let's say, loose with things, right? Sometimes, but sometimes you just have to show some discipline or show some sternness, and Mica gives me that. She definitely completes what I lack.
Which is so funny because I would say the opposite for him. Like JR is the nicest person you will ever meet. Everybody watching right now, like I can attest to that. Like this guy is nice. He's so kind. He's so humble, which is why I fell for him in the first place.
Are you okay? Did you get hurt?
No. But he's just like a real person. If you know what I'm talking about, like he's just genuine, which is so great. And I feel like he makes me, if he's saying that I'm stern and I'm like hard and I'm like a tough woman, he makes me tap into the more gentle side of my personality.
The soft side.
Which is, I mean, it's good to tap into that too. The reason why I'm so like, alpha is because I am the eldest of 7 kids. So I had to be the ate, the manang, the like the leader of the pack for majority of my life. So I'm used to being the responsible one, and when something goes wrong, you get yelled at. That was my whole life growing up. And so when I met JR, it was more like, you can relax, you can take it easy, you can have a chill pill and relax and do your thing and not feel like you have to always be taking care of things, always making sure everything's straight, always making sure things are moving the right way. So he balances me out that way, which is so great. And I feel like because of that, he helped me a lot with my relationships here, especially with my relationship with my family and my dad and like people at work, like everything. Like it's a good balance between my personality and his personality. And we're both just crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, go ahead, JR.
Oh, nothing. I was just singing.
So speaking of that, what is the day in the life like with you two?
You
wake up, wash up, and then I'll start juicing some cucumber, carrots, and celery, and some garlic with some mint and apple, and then we'll drink. And then she'll like get hungry and start cooking a wrap, like with some egg in it and a tortilla with some spinach and some turkey ham for me and prosciutto for her.
Yeah.
Because I don't eat pork or beef. And then she'll start like,
I'll either get into work stuff, whether it's like replying to, I have a candle business that I started, so getting that stuff out of the way, replying to like my handlers and things like that, and just work errands. Sometimes I'll start writing songs or just get into things that we want to get done.
Yeah, I'll be always in the studio. TikTok especially.
Yeah.
I'll be in the studio, and then all of a sudden, like Mica would come up from time to time, just like, "Hey, look, listen to what I wrote. What do I do?" I was like, "Oh, it sounds good, but change this." And then she'll go down, and then I'll work, and then she'll come back up again. "Okay, look, I changed it." And then, after like a couple hours of that, we'll be like, "Okay, we're hungry.
Biking.
We're hungry." Or, "Okay, fine.
We'll
before eating, let's go bike first or something. We'll work out." So then we'll do that, and then we'll eat. It's either we'll cook it or we'll order it, or our Venus here at the house will cook it. So, and then after dinner, if we catch an early dinner, we can catch the sun going down, sunset at our right here outside of our balcony.
We have a balcony where during lockdown I bought a bunch of outdoor furniture, like those couches, those daybed couch things, and we hang out there a lot. And that's where we look at the sky and see all the colors when the sun goes down, and manifest things and dream big dreams and meditate.
TikTok at the same
time.
Kumu.
And then when the sun goes down, it's either we get studio session time where we record music, or I just watch YouTube videos and TikToks and
Basically, when the sun goes down, that's when we make the music. That's
Yeah.
when all the magic happens.
parang, parang all the daytime activities is like your work day where you get your errands done, and then when the sun goes down, that's when the creative stuff starts to happen, which is
Yeah.
cool. It's like a cool balance of
Mhm.
things need to get done also, but you know, you can still enjoy. That's the beauty of this lockdown and the quarantining. It's like
Yeah.
we've never had to do this. We've never had to stay home and figure things out from home. Now we figured out a good flow for us to still stay working, but also still stay creative and relaxed and healthy, which is so important nowadays.
Yeah. We just want to say what's up to all the Jamaica Jammers here on Kumu. What's up,
Yeah.
JR Onliners? What's good? And also on Facebook, what's up to everybody on Facebook? Hi.
Hello.
There it is.
Thanks
That's
for
the
watching
Kumu
us.
flow.
Yeah, now.
I'm tuned in all your shows, guys.
Oh, thanks.
No dead air. Like, just keep going. And just say hi to
Kumu,
Right?
Kumu has helped me with my hosting skills, my speaking to strangers skills. I used to be so
Singing.
shy. Literally, like, so shy, could not. But then on Kumu, I don't know why, but for some reason, it just brings out, like, a really makulit side of my personality, which is cool, too. They get to see more of the real Mica.
Yep.
Oh, and then, so that's a typical day if we're at home. But there are days when we're out taping and stuff, so that's completely crazy as well. Like, I've experienced lock-in tapings where they lock you up for, like, 3 weeks at a random hotel in the middle of nowhere, and you have no signal and no roommates, and you're literally given your food 3 times a day on a tray. So different naman. Yeah.
That's
JR has tapings, but he does it 1 day at a time. So those are fun too. Good mix.
But I mean,
of
you know,
events.
what's inspiring by the two of you, you always have something on the go. You always have, you know, a busy schedule. And I know that it has changed because before you guys were just doing your own things. You know, you had taping, or for Mica, I know you were at the live show like all day, every day, it seemed like. So when we talk about visions in your life, has it changed for yourselves, or is it different? And what are they, if you can share with us, for yourself individually and for together?
Okay, for visions, before we talk about visions, I just want to go back because we forgot something in the Dana life.
Oh,
We forgot
go
something.
ahead.
After we juice, because there's pulp that comes out of the vegetables. See, told you. After we juice, there's this whole bowl full of just like pulp. It's like this big. And what we do with it, we go outside to our chicken coop, and then we put it in our 5 chickens, and they start eating it. And then we look at we look at the eggs because they like start laying eggs every day, and we just get the eggs.
We harvest our own eggs every morning
Yeah.
because we have a chicken coop with 5 hens. I kid you not, we have 10 eggs every day, and we started giving it away to our neighbors. Like, we were like, hey, this is just like a token of like appreciation for being a cool neighbor. And they're like, is there an occasion? Like, why are they giving us eggs?
So, visions. Easter eggs.
Yeah. Well, Easter's coming up. It was just Ash Wednesday. So yeah, so going back to your vision. Yeah.
So visions. Mica loves visions, but me too. So do I. You know what? I'll show you guys what I have here. So even in my studio, I have these crystals, right?
Yeah.
This is a quartz, and then I have this tektite. This is a moldavite right here, and they say, according to Google, they say that this moldavite right here, it's kind of like a manifest gem or tektite. Tektite, it's like a meteorite. It came from space and crashed into. So then they say when you have this, you're able to kind of like manifest whatever your dreams are or whatever you want to happen. So, you know, we love that kind of thing. Just having trying to envision where we'll be in the future and try to make that happen. And we're really big on that, and we love to do that. And I don't know. I feel like we've been successful with manifesting things, you know, that
Yeah.
we foresee, or our visions that we want to come
That's
true.
something that we didn't really mean to do when we got together, but consistently, whenever we talk about the things we want to achieve or do,
Yeah.
it does happen.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know when, the timeline, but we can look back and say, remember when we were talking about this? Look, it happened.
Yeah.
Remember when we were sitting in traffic and we were talking about getting a billboard on EDSA? It happened. Like,
Yeah.
things like that.
I kid you not. Like, this is an example. Just when was this? I think this was like 3 months ago. We were talking. No, it was, the moon was out. Stars were like shining, right? And we were kind of just like manifesting. And then we said to ourselves, we're like, you know what? We would love to guest on In Love With Me series. And then look, all of a sudden we're here. Like, my God. Like, it's just, we're so good at it.
Is JR like this all day?
Girl, I get, like, I already know when he's about to do this. Like, I'll zone out because I'm like, oh God, he's gonna do another one of these.
Is it when I said the stars and the
I was like, just let him be. Let him do it.
I love it. You're entertaining everyone, including
You know,
us.
we just gotta lighten it up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, I know. I love it. It's what we're here for, right? You know, I create this platform so that we can inspire and make people smile, even if it's just person. Because this too much.
In terms of our life vision individually, things haven't really changed that much. That's one cool thing about being us. It's like we just knew what we want from the get-go and are always trying to strive to attain those goals, being artists and, you know, elevating your business, your careers, and, you know, just create and make things that you're proud of and share what you create with the rest of the world. And it's a constant, like, work in progress for us, but we have so much fun doing it individually and together.
Yeah.
But also because we're married now, this is, I guess, the biggest change is for me, because as a married couple, then you think of like starting a family together. And I didn't realize how much pressure women have with starting families because we have like a ticking clock situation thing. I didn't really think too much about that before. But then trying to think of that and then planning out your career and what you're going to do, like which priorities, right, you're going to put your energy into. For me, that's something that I have recently started thinking about a lot. Like, how am I going to do this? Like, what, you know what I mean? I know, you know what I mean? You got like so many kids.
Okay, look, let's okay,
but you're such a boss babe that I'm like, you know, all my friends who have careers and have started families, like they are able to do it, so why can't I? But it's something that you think about, you plan it out or try to, or prepare yourself for.
Let's try an exercise with all the viewers, you know, just like envisioning, because it's healthy, you know, it's mentally healthy for us to really just envision where we want to be, right? So I want everyone watching right now, who's watching us, I want everyone to close your eyes, okay? Everyone close your eyes and then just think about what you want in life, right? It could be anything. It could be like a job. It could be money. It could be, you know, whatever you desire in life. But the secret is when you're envisioning this, is that you do it with a positive intention, that it's always with positivity and honesty, okay? But see, you take it from your heart, you take it from your mind, and you shoot it out to the world. You take this vision where you want to be, you take it out and push it out to the world. And you do this all the time, guys. You always do this. Every single time, whenever you get a chance, just do it, and then you'll see how much it changes your life. Just thinking positive and just trying to foresee a vision of where you want to be. It's gonna change your life for sure. Okay, so there, you can open your eyes now and just whatever you felt now, just try to make it 10 times more. You know, just throw it out to the world and do it. And that's manifesting, guys.
Yeah, that's so cool. Like. Sometimes it's very hard for people to zone in on their own power because everyone has their own power. There's so many distractions every day, whether it's your parents, whoever, your family, your responsibilities, this and that. But it's really great to take a few seconds, a few minutes of your day to just be in your space and like what you like, see what you want to see, and visualize what you want in your life, and give that to yourself every day. Because no one else is going to do that for you. Only you can live your life for you. So if you at least just give yourself that time every day, what JR just made everybody do for a few seconds, it'll really transform. You'll slowly transform yourself and into a better version of yourself. And then you'll start to see that things are happening more towards in your favor.
Yeah, don't forget about the key. It's positivity and honesty, okay? Don't forget about that, okay? People's...
Yeah. Jaya, you need your own show. You need to have your own manifesting show. A daily one to remind
I'll just go on yours. It's all good.
But you know what? That's very powerful, and I know it is through challenges and experience on the reason why you're such strong people, today. And looking back, what would be your advice to your younger self, knowing what you know now? I know, right?
You know what? I'd be like, yo, Jay, buy Bitcoin. Buy Bitcoin right now.
For real though.
Buy as many Bitcoin as you can, bro. And buy also Tesla when it IPOs.
Isn't it like so crazy? Like the things that we know now, it's like, dang, I should have done that.
Absolutely.
But at the end of the day, we went through what we went through for a reason. But again, turning the question to both of you, what would be your advice to your younger self, which is also an advice to the youth right now?
I got another one. So I go to myself and I'd be like, yo, this is Bakit Baba. Pretend like you wrote this song and you're going to make it times 20 big. Let's go. Just kidding, guys. Don't do that. That's a bad influence. I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
I'm so good. I don't get it.
To your younger self, because I'm going to tell him the Bakit Baba. I'm going to tell my younger JR self Bakit Baba. I'm going to be like, show him. And then he's going to be like singing it. He doesn't have to go to Veni Saturno anymore to get the song. He's
You're so funny. Oh my god.
Okay, you go.
I don't know. Advice to my younger self.
Serious answer.
Serious answer. Just do it. Just do it. You want to try something? You want to go for something? Just do it. Like, stop not doing things because you're scared or you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know how. Just do it. Like I feel like I would be further along if I was ballsy enough to make my mistakes earlier on in life. Like, when you're young, you care so much about what people think of you that you tend to not try things that will actually lead you to where you want to go because you're so scared. You're like,
that's true.
Okay, ano ba? Example, when I was in New York, I used to go to open mic bars a lot. But I would just sit there and watch people, right? But internally, I'd be like, I wish I was on that stage. I want to try.
See?
But then I would never do it
just
because I was so scared of messing up and falling flat on my face in front of everyone. But in hindsight, it's like, you should have just done that already, got it over with. There was no social media back in the day. So you don't have to, when an opportunity arises, you're good. Like, you're ready already. Like, make your mistakes early on because you're, like, the earlier you mess up, the earlier you learn your lesson, the earlier you can stand up and keep going towards the next step. For me, I feel like that's what I would tell myself because I was very shy. I was very like I'm scared of everything, the world. So if I could tell my younger self something, I'd tell her that. You're so ballsy
shy?
now. Yeah, dude.
You're shy?
I really was. I still am.
I'd like to see that. But anyways, guys, probably my wrap-up question is, do you believe there is a secret behind being a dynamic duo? And if so, what is it?
I believe the secret of being a dynamic duo, I think the core of it is communication, for sure. Because without communication, you could be the most talented people. You could be the most You could be the smartest people. You could be whatever, the most athletic people. But without communication, you're not going to get anything done. So communication is the key for sure in anything, in a relationship, in being a dynamic duo, and in elevating. You need communication.
So on top of communication, it's also vibes. So weird to say because it's intangible. You can't touch that. You can't put it in a box and show someone. It's trusting your feelings and your gut and your instinct. When you have a good grasp on like vibing people out, vibing each other out, it makes it easier to communicate. It makes it easier to do things together and elevate each other and elevate together. So yeah, that's something that people naturally have but need to work on also. The whole intuition and the energy and that realm.
I don't know, but I kind of disagree that you can't touch vibe though. I mean, you can't touch vibe is what you're saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of disagree with that one.
Love it.
Okay, never mind. Okay, fine. Let's move on. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it anymore.
Say it.
No.
You started already.
It's fine.
Diba? Communicate. Say it.
It's fine. No.
Say
it's
it.
okay.
Started already.
Never mind. I'm
So that the people understand.
I'm backing out of it. I'm backing out.
Ooh, so that the people understand.
Oh man. Okay, fine. All right. So I have to start it over again, man. Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I have to disagree with that you can't touch vibe. I mean, you're saying you can't touch vibe? Go.
What?
Forget it. See, it's over. Never mind. Forget it. It's over.
She's
I don't
like,
get it.
Cut. I was starting it again. Okay, but it's all good. Yeah, thank you for inviting us on your show.
Seriously, don't get it. Woo!
But anyways, I appreciate both of you. You know,
Thank you.
God bless to everything that you guys want to pursue, the manifestation, you know, throwing it out in the universe. I'm all for that. And no matter what you have ongoing, let me know. I'm going to be there to support you both. But before we wrap up, I have this fun activity that I would like you guys to join. And all you have to do is give me a thumbs up if you are game, and then I'll share a characteristic or a personality, and you just either point to yourself or your partner, whoever who's stronger at it, or who's, you know. All right, so the first one is who's more organized.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so,
You're right.
so next one, who is stronger mentally?
What? No way.
All right, next, who's stronger physically?
There we go.
Okay. Who is more patient?
Oh yeah.
All right, so who is more emotional? So when you watch like emotional movies, who cries?
Not only movies. Everything.
Me.
Okay, who is the morning person? Who wakes up first each day?
Actually, you know what? Lately, he's been waking up early lately. Like way early. Like it's not normal early.
Yeah.
It's usually me, but for some reason lately it's him.
So who is the chef of the house?
Who? What?
Who's the chef of the house?
Nay.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
so this question, I mean, manifesting you guys having your growing family, who do you think would be the stricter parent?
Me. I mean, judging by this interview.
RBF.
Okay, I have two more, and these are probably the challenging ones.
Oh.
Who is the singer of the house?
No! Kidding! He's not a king of R&B. I ain't got nothing on the king of R&B. He wakes up and he's like, ah. And I'm like,
And lastly, who is the dancer of the house?
Yeah, for sure.
me!
The TikToker right there.
I
The
know,
Muslim.
Hey guys, if you haven't followed Mica yet, or even Jaya, follow their TikTok. It'll just make your day. But so guys, please, this is your chance to invite everyone on everything that you guys are doing, and please do invite them because you guys are amazing.
Okay, this is a mouthful, but please follow me on all my social media at Mica, M-I-C-A, on Instagram, and Kumu at DarealMica, DarealMica, on TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook. And you can follow my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Mica Javier, for all my awesome videos and all the blogs and behind-the-scenes music videos and all that stuff. And you can also check out all my music on Spotify. So check out my artist page on Spotify. Just search Mica Javier and you'll find all of my original music on there. Also, last but not least, I have a candle business. I make scented soy candles with wood wicks and it smells really good. So for the Filipinos out there, if you want scented soy candles, go to micandle.ph to get yourself one made by yours truly.
Yeah, follow me everybody on Kumu, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok. It's RNBJAYR. And then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's JR Official. And please follow me on Spotify. Easy, JAY space R. And yes, thank you, Mafae, for having us. This is so cool.
Yeah.
We had fun.
Thank you for having me again.
Yeah,
of course. I appreciate you guys. And thank you again for taking the time out of your, of course, busy day that you guys have daily to be.
You were the highlight of our day.
Yep.
You guys are the highlight of my day. Now I'm going to be thinking about those crystals all the time. But anyways, thank you everyone for tuning in here on Kumu and also on Facebook. We appreciate you guys, and I hope that you were entertained and inspired by this beautiful couple right here. I just have to tell you guys, I dedicate this show to my son Moses because it's his 16th birthday today, and he loves it. He is a K-pop fan, and for sure, I would want him to be mentored by the two of you. He actually put in an audition to become a dancer in one of the K-pop auditions.
Wow,
so,
cool.
I love you, Moses. Happy 16th
birthday,
Moses!
Thank you guys for being part of it. So everyone, again, watch out for our next episode, and you know what to do. Actions speak louder than words, and I'll see you next week. See you guys.
Thank you for watching In Love With Me series.